Good morning, this is Paul, and today I'm going to show you my 8 OREJONA seedlings that are now approaching 11 months old. So I've grafted 2 of them, and this one I call OREJONA X8. Here's the original piece of seedling, and it did grow some new growth recently. Now, I put it outside about a month ago on a T-post, maybe 3 weeks ago, next to a Japanese loquat tree, and it's doing great. In fact, it's about close to 5 feet tall, including the rootstock, which is sugar dragon. Now, when I was moving it, I did break it right there, so I do have a few extra pieces that have rooted already, and I'm going to toss them right back into this pot. So you can see it's doing great, and it's only gonna get larger and larger. So this is OREJONA X8, and we'll see how it produces in the future. It may produce a gross fruit, could be excellent. Time will tell, but it's tolerating our climate really well. All right, let me show you really quick those broken parts. So there they are. So they've already rooted, they're doing great. All right, let me go show you the other 7. So this is OREJONA X7. My seedling number 7. Definitely likes to shoot out epiphytic roots. And in fact, I grafted this one a few months later in the spring compared to the winter. So it's not as large as my first graft, but it's doing great. It has lots of great new growth. And this is how I kind of acclimatize them before I plant them outside. So I do plant my varieties in a part sun environment whenever possible, under a canopy of plants. And right now I just tie it up to a fig tree to let it just get used to being out of the greenhouse. And it's been working really well. Now, one interesting thing I noticed on OREJONA X7 is that you can see it gets a little wrinkly. Now, that could be because of the heat waves we've had recently. In fact, it was 111 yesterday for a while. But you can see it's doing great so far. All right, let me go show you its siblings, or the rest of the siblings, the rest of the gang. Let me go show them to you. So here are the other 6, and they've been in my greenhouse for their entire lives. Now, I have noticed some variability in their growth rates, their tolerance to heat, and I would expect probably their sun tolerance as well. So the greenhouse gets pretty hot. In fact, it was over 112 degrees yesterday at the height of the day in our intense heat wave, and you can see that most of them are doing fine, but a couple of them, 2 and 3, have some damage. So let's look at them closely now so you can see some of the variability that I observe. Now here is 1 on your left and 2 on your right. And you can see 1 needs to be pruned back, but it's very, very vigorous and has 0 damage from that intense heat. We've had some intense heat the past few days, and it's totally great. So that is a positive sign. In contrast, you can see number 2 is a bit more of a dwarf grower in my observations. It's slower, smaller, and it got damaged from the last heat wave, you can see. So I'm interested to see what happens after our intense heat waves, which have been yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It's expected to be 112 today. So I'm gonna say the greenhouse will reach 115 in the afternoon for a short duration. Now, number 3, you can see also has some damage as well, but it's more of an average grower, I would say. So it's doing great, but the damage is concerning. So number 2 and 3 I may not even keep if this progresses like this, because I'm only looking for the very best traits for these plants to thrive in Southern California. So here's OREJONA X number 4, and it's the most vigorous of all of the ungrafted ones. 0 damage, really dark green. These are wonderful traits. You can see it's growing like a single branch. I don't have to prune it. It's just a very aggressive grower, although it's got some new growth down there. So I will be pruning these guys back. So number 4 is probably my favorite in terms of what I'm looking for. Now 5 and 6, you can see 5, 0 damage, doing fine. Not, I would say it's an average grower, but it's definitely healthy. Versus number 6, you can see it's not getting that black, but it does have a little bit of chlorosis. You can see the yellowing in there and a little bit of black. Sorry, I guess there is some there. So I'm not too concerned about that. It's also wants to be a single branch, which is a great trait. Although I have to prune that back again, you can see down here. So this one is doing great as well. So I guess right now you can see that I really prefer 4 and 6 and 1, but time will tell. So I'm going to put these guys back in the greenhouse. I want them to be exposed to that little bit extra heat to help evaluate them, so I'll know which ones will grow best in our climate. Because remember, these are hybrids. So the OREJONA flower was cross-pollinated, so each seed is going to have slightly different traits, as you can see. All right, thanks so much for watching. We'll give you some updates on these guys in the future. All right, have a great day.